Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cycle Frontier in Death. Today we'll be talking about the first blue weapon that I'm going to cover, the Lacerator. The Lacerator is a DMR unlocked from the ICA faction at level 9. It has a price of 41,000 K-marks, a penetration value of 23, direct damage value of 27, a reload time of 2.55 seconds, along with a mag size of 16. This weapon has a projectile speed of 35,000, meaning that it travels at 350 meters per second. This weapon also has a movement speed multiplier of 0.9, meaning you'll move at 90% of your movement speed while you're holding this weapon. This weapon has a headshot multiplier of 1.5, meaning you'll deal 50% of your total damage on top whenever you get a headshot. For those of you doing the math at home, that means on chest shots you'll be dealing 27 damage, the base damage, and when you get a headshot you'll be dealing 40.5 damage to the head. And for those two damage values that I just gave, remember that I'm comparing this weapon to blue armor because it is a blue weapon going against blue armor, and they both have the same penetration value number and armor penetration value number, so there's no up or down when it comes to damage. Moving into ranges, we have a fall-off start of 50 meters and a fall-off end of 100 meters, with a fall-off multiplier of 1, meaning you'll deal your full damage no matter the range. So even though there are range values, your range doesn't matter because your damage isn't going to change no matter the range you fire this weapon at, which is really nice. It's the same as sniper rifles. Moving into equip times, we have an equip time of 1 second. It'll take you 1 second to pull this weapon out, and it'll take you half a second or an unequipped time of half a second to put this weapon away. I tell you this so that way you know how it works if you were to unequip this weapon and pull out something else. So you can't unequip this weapon and pull out another Lacerator quickly. What you can do is you can unequip this weapon and pull out something like a Scarab quickly. The Scarab and a few other weapons have this quality where they have the same equip and unequip time, so they're fast to pull out and put away. If you were wanting to do something like this, I would highly recommend the Bulldog because it's a close range weapon and it hits hard. Moving into the more detailed stats, we have a rounds per minute of 150, a DPS of 68 against that baseline rare armor, a time to empty the mag of 6 seconds, and a time to kill of 1.2 to the body, and a time to kill of 0.8 to the head. Something I wanted to mention is that since this weapon has no fall off at all, it is unmatched at ranges because you don't have to worry about losing damage over range. So you don't have to worry about shotguns up close because you can be far away. You don't have to worry about anything except other DMRs and sniper rifles. Moving into shots to kill, we'll start at none and move our way up. So for no armor, your shots to kill is going to take 3 to the body and 2 shots to the head. And this will not change for common armor. Moving into uncommon armor or green armor, it will take you 4 shots to kill to the body and 3 shots to kill to the head. This is the same for rare or blue armor. Moving into epic or purple armor, you have 5 shots to kill to the body or 3 shots to kill to the head. This does not change for exotic armor. When we look at times to kill, we'll be comparing this weapon to its bigger brother in the DMR category at the purple quality, the KBR Longshot. The KBR Longshot is better at going against higher quality armors than it is against lower quality armor, so Lacerator has a better time to kill against lower quality than it does against high quality. However, something weird to note is that the Lacerator actually has a better time to kill against exotic armor than the KBR Longshot does, at least on paper. Overall, it's pretty neck and neck. There's nothing to write home about for either one. They're both good. And I think the reason that the Lacerator wins in the exotic category is because the Lacerator has a higher fire rate than the KBR, with the KBR firing 50 rounds per minute slower. Okay, so we'll move into my opinions on this weapon and then we'll move into the build. This weapon is extremely deadly at all ranges, decent at close range because of the fire rate, but you'll still lose to shotguns and SMGs like you should, because you're supposed to use this as a designated marksman rifle. For those of you wondering, that's actually what DMR stands for. In the background here, I'll have some footage going over the recoil pattern of this weapon. I will be showing it without a scope and with a scope, because I don't imagine many of you will be using this weapon without a 2x on it, but if you do, the iron sights are clean and open, so they're good in my opinion. And just from my testing against the wall, this weapon doesn't kick very much at all. I was pulling the trigger as fast as I could, and no matter what, I could not get this thing to kick up or down or left or right at all, so you can probably pull this thing as fast as you want and still hit your target. But at longer ranges, that might be a different story, because of the projectile speed and the travel time and stuff like that. And because of that low rate of fire and the fact it's semi-auto, close range fights are not your strong suit. Medium to long range is where you live and what you own. Moving into the build, for the muzzle attachment, I can recommend a suppressor. For those of you who don't know, even though this thing fires heavy rounds, it uses a medium suppressor. For your optic, if you're going for medium to close range, even though I don't recommend the close range, you can go for holographic or you can just keep the irons, they're fine. If you're going medium to long, I would recommend the 2 to 4 times variable optic, just the 4 times, or the 2 times. For the magazine, I would recommend the heavy quick draw mag to reload faster. For the stock, I would recommend the MKM ultralight stock or whatever stock you can afford or find. For the rear grip, you can't craft any rear grips currently, so I would have put on the best one you found in Raid or one of the white ones that you can purchase. Now you can craft a foregrip, but you can only craft one, and it is the tactical foregrip, which reduces your time to aim on sight, which I actually recommend. It's not bad, since you don't need to reduce recoil. As usual, I always recommend a flashlight. For the converter, it does not change your shots to kill on anything except epic and exotic shields. Anything lower, it doesn't change it. However, that being said, on epic armor, it will require you an uncommon converter or higher to reduce your shots to kill by 1, and on exotic, it will require an epic converter to reduce it by 1 as well. And the converter does not reduce your headshots to kill. It does increase your damage, but not enough to change shots to kill. According to the lore that I can see, the ICA was looking for a battle rifle that would be comparable to the Shatter Gun. It would use the same type of ammunition and be used in a more controlled and accurate burst. But like I was saying with the Scrapper, it looks like it's firing glass shards to me. Keeping this weapon's name in mind and the precision it offers, you'll be able to cut down the competition. Have a good day, Prospector. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying these videos, consider liking the video and subscribing. About 83% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, but if you're tired of grenade spam like me, check out the video on screen to hear my thoughts about it and some solutions. Have a good day.